Hello, welcome to Beth Roars. I'm Beth and today I'm going to be doing a vocal coach reacts to Lea Salonga and Brad Kane singing A Whole New World. Before we start, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. My handle is @BethRoars. Also, please do check out my website, bethroars.com, where you can find in-depth singing technique blogs, and you can also book a singing lesson from me. And last but not least, do check out my Patreon. That's patreon.com/BethRoars, where you can get more exclusive content and you can also guarantee that your request does happen. I'm from a musical theatre background, so I am a massive fan of Disney, I'm a massive fan of Lea Salonga and everything a bit cheesy in musical theatre. So I think I'm gonna love this.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes.
What makes it so Disney is this kind of smiley, wide way of singing, and it's slightly American in that kind of whiny place. It's really wide. I can open your eyes instead of I can open your eyes. It just makes it feel bright and sparkly and magical. It's very Disney. It isn't right for every type of music, but of course that kind of smiley singing is just absolutely perfect for this. And a lot of musical theatre.
Take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view.
Interesting.
No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming.
Beautiful.
Never knew, but when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you.
Now I'm in a...
So there is nothing heavy about the way they're singing Whole New World, and it's quite open instead of world. You don't want it too closed. How you'd say world is quite closed. So when you're singing it, you want it a lot more open. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. Super light. It's airing towards head voice, especially for Lea, not so much for Brad because of where it sits in his range. It really goes into a really head voicey place on no one can tell us no or where to go, which keeps it feeling bright and easy and relaxed and keeps you feeling like you're on a magic carpet.
A whole new world with you.
Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling.
And again, it's really interesting here because Lea doesn't always do this in her songs. Unbelievable sights, like a really wide mouth this way, not this way, on the E and the I, which when I've heard her sing other musical theatre, she's been like, unbelievable sights, which is easier to sing but less Disney.
Through an endless diamond sky, a whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
Very nice.
100,000
Hold your breath,
things
it
to
gets
see.
better.
I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far. I can't go back to where I used to be. Every turn and
With new
surprise.
horizons
Every
to
moment red
pursue.
letter.
I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you.
I have to say, I think Brad is pushing ever so slightly, and that's partially to do with that Disney style of very closed vowels. So you can see on the picture, I'll put it up, he's like, you, and his mouth is so closed, whereas Lea's kind of managing to negotiate it quite well. She's not losing tone or getting any tension because of those closed vowels. Some of that Disney vowels for him, I wouldn't say is working so well, but it's tricky because, of course, you want the style to be perfect, but the style sometimes does make it difficult.
A whole new world. That's where we'll be. A thrilling change.
The difference there. A whole new world. He was so close. Lea opened it up. A whole new world. Full head voice. A little bit whiny, and that just made it feel a little bit more relaxed, whereas he had that closed sound which gave it a little bit of a feeling of push.
Wondrous place
For you and me.
They both went fully for the style, and that was great, but I do feel that Lea negotiated it a little bit better. She adapted her vowels when need to be so that it never was pushed, whereas Brad went full in for it and went for all these closed vowels and didn't open his vowels when he could have, so he did have a bit more sort of push in his tone. It did feel a little bit less secure. However, having said that, his tone was bright and light and very Disney. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!